Saudi Arabia owns the heavyweight division. They didn't just buy Tyson Fury. They didn't just buy Usyk. They bought the whole damn heavyweight division. I don't know if that's good or bad for boxing. Time will tell, right? Time will tell. But they own the division. If you are a heavyweight and you want a credible fight, you want a fight that is notoriety, you want a shot at the top guy, you're probably gonna have to do that in Saudi Arabia. You probably got to do that in front of His Excellency, right? But people are saying, oh, well, Saudi Arabia is the future of boxing. Saudi Arabia is where people are going to have all their fights now. All the big fights of boxing are going to be in Saudi Arabia. That I don't agree with, right? We see the value that there is in fighting in Vegas. We see the value there is in building your name, because you can't build your name in Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, when you sign that deal, that's the money you're going to get. The front money that it says on that contract, that's it. It stops there. There's no name value building there. See, but signing with Saudi Arabia is like when DAZN used to have pay-per-views. DAZN signed a top guy a lot of money, but there wasn't building any name notoriety, right? So it wasn't really building things towards the future, right? It wasn't something you could compound on. When you fight in Vegas, you fight in Texas, you fight in California, you fight in the States, or you fight in the UK in massive stadiums, right? Those events that people that are casuals hear about, right? And it starts to spread, you start to compound your fans, right? Fans can compound over time. Then that builds future wealth, right? That's future opportunity. That's something where your name power stays, right? Even if you start losing, you're still relevant because of your name power. But if you lose in Saudi Arabia, what you got in the front end, that's it. There's no anything after that. Now, you might get more fights, but you're not building your name. So building your name in the States is always going to be more important than get this front end money for Saudi Arabia. Now, the fact that there's this option is great. I love more options in boxing. Now, whether fighting in Saudi Arabia is going to lead to tricky situations as far as commissions or judging and all that, like I said, we'll have to see over time. But this ain't taking over Vegas. This ain't taking over the US. Fights happen in the US. This ain't taking over fights happen in the UK. Because notoriety and building your name is the fastest way to wealth, right? And the fastest way to being a superstar. Being a superstar is always going to be over this front end money. There's guys and actors who sign deals for these massive movies, right? They pay them $50 million, but these movies flop. So that didn't help them going forward. It just helped them in that moment when they signed that contract. Going forward, the notoriety didn't go up. So there's nothing to compound after that. That's really important. The fans and the notoriety and building yourself to being a superstar. Deuces.